48 hours of last-minute talks to try to find a way forward, or France's President Emmanuel Macron saying he will take up his responsibilities. Macron then giving outgoing short-lived Prime Minister until Wednesday night here to try to find a solution to France's political crisis. Macron's words putting intense pressure on the right-wing Republicans and on the left-wing Socialists to compromise, all risk that Macron will call a parliamentary election in which both the Republicans and Socialists will be expected to lose seats in France's National Assembly. The pressure really on then. We can also hear now, in fact, from one of Emmanuel Macron's former allies, or still in theory anyway, allies, Edouard Philippe, who's head of the Horizons Party, who was, of course, Prime Minister under Emmanuel Macron at the beginning of his first term.
I think that if he were to do the honourable thing, for example, if he put forward the name of a Prime Minister to take care of matters in hand, to put together a budget and get it adopted, and that once the country had a budget, which is indispensable, he could announce an early presidential election. In other words, he would leave right after the budget is passed.
Edouard Philippe there. Well, let's cross then to Matignon, to the Prime Minister's official residence, talk to our reporter Antonia Kerrigan. Antonia, we'll talk about what Edouard Philippe had to say there in just a moment. But first of all, have there been any comings and goings that you've seen there from people going in or out, in theory, at least having meetings with Sebastien Lecornu?
Yes, well, we saw a set of arrivals, although they were all in cars with tinted windows. So the information, what we have on who is in there is limited. We have heard that Edouard Philippe, for instance, who we just heard from, is among those who had thrown around the idea of not attending, but in the end is inside. We also believe the leader of Renaissance, Emmanuel Macron's party, Gabriel Attal, to be in there, as well as a representative of the Republicans, Larcher, the Republicans' leader within the Senate. This after the Republican Party leader declined the invitation. And that, of course, does take some of the wind out of the sails of these already difficult negotiations, given that he is the person who essentially set in motion the downfall of that government yesterday. Now, without him, it's not a promising start. The Prime Minister, Sebastien Lecornu, is trying to salvage that government he announced on Monday night, that base he was bringing together of the centrist parties and the Republicans. We'll have to see if he has any success from that. For now, they're yet to emerge from that meeting. It's been nearly an hour and a half.
Antonia, we'll have to leave it there. Antonia Kerrigan joining us there from Matignon in central Paris.